Good morning. Welcome to the BlackUSA.News morning show. My name is Donnie Glover, and I will be your host today. We had a wonderful show last night, Tuesday night show, the Donnie Glover show. We had all of the various hosts from across the country. It was really a wonderful time. Tasmia gathers. She does, let's start at the beginning. First is Monday night with Shared Space. That includes Dave Lovelace, Quita Chansey, and Dason Brooks. We were glad to have Quita Chansey join us from that group. Wednesday night is Sister Biz, and all of these shows are 7 to 8 p.m. East Coast time. We had Sister Biz. Sister Biz includes two fireballs, two firebrands, Tamara Brown, and also Nicole Orr. Thursday nights, we have the Black Business Roundtable live from Oakland, California. That includes the host, Mr. Doug Blackshear. And on Friday nights, we have BlackUSA Crypto News with Kamal Hubbard. And we also have Saturday programming, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. live from New York, the Blackout with Tasmia Gather. So we're really grateful to have a roundtable last night to let the hosts share some thoughts and, do some cross promotions. That's what it's all about. On Monday, we have a Black Wall Street going down over at Terra Cafe. We have some wonderful honorees. Let me tell you who we got. We've been doing these Black Wall Street Awards since 2011. From Baltimore, actually started in D.C., but of course, my hometown, Baltimore, New York, including Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Harlem. Our first event in New York was at the United Nations. We've done Atlanta about 8 times, and we've also visited Richmond, New Orleans, Las Vegas, and Tulsa, Oklahoma. Meaning the team. Actually, Lee Vaughn was the lead on that. Mr. Lee Vaughn. Please don't forget Lee Vaughn of Real Radio. But our honorees this Monday include Fatima West, Kat Weaver, Kelly Vaughn, Elder Anthony Williams, who has still not sent me my photo, Diamond K, Rod Carter, Floyd Wright, Stephen Kelly Jr., Clarence Ward III, and Rufus Roundtree. And let me tell you, Clarence Ward is such a treat. Clarence Ward is a musician, and he's made Monday nights very special over at Terra Cafe. So we'll be there at Terra Cafe on Monday at 6 p.m. We have with us BlakBoxxradio's boss lady. How are you?
Good morning. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Okay. I see you found your way in.
Yeah, I put your link into the just right into the line, and then it came up.
That's typically how it's done. So tell us about yourself. Tell us about Black Box Radio.
Black Box Radio is a media platform for Black excellence, and we started 9/19/19. So we've been foraging through this pandemic the whole time. We're a new media platform. We want to connect the community with information for the long term, so they'll be able to source it. Make it accessible and viable for the Black community.
Okay. And tell us about yourself. What's your name?
My name is Queen, and I'm an implant in Baltimore. I came from South Carolina. I came here to go to Morgan State, and I graduated from Morgan. I'm a scientist, and I forayed into this media field because I think there's a lack of Black voices speaking on Black issues. Or Black stories, because we're not all issues.
So what story are you working on now?
Well, the Black condition is every day. So we don't particularly work on stories. We kind of converse. Today we have a guest. We have Mona Diallo, and she's going to be talking about gentrification versus good services. She lives in the greater Mondawmin area. She's an activist, a teacher, educator. So we're going to speak about that area, which has a lot of revitalization when it comes to Druid Hill Park. It has one of the oldest malls in the country, Mondawmin Mall. So, and then Gwynn Falls Parkway, which has the most accidents, I think, in Maryland. And so we're going to kind of talk about what gentrification brings and the good services that can be leveraged by African Americans if we just stick in there and do what we're supposed to do. We could actually leverage those services.
Leverage those services to accomplish what?
Well, accomplish what is best for the community as a whole, because most of the time when people are coming in who have more resources, they bring in resources. So the process is, if you're paying your mortgage, or you're paid your house off and you're paying your taxes, then now you utilize these services to make your community better and leverage them for the community as a whole. So gentrification isn't leaving. So we got to find a way to work with it and make sure that we kind of keep our communities together, but also utilize the services to make our communities better.
Okay. So what else are you working on? What else what else would you like to share about Black Box Radio? Tell us some of your interviews.
Oh, we've interviewed from politicians to janitors. So we interview everybody. Our goal is to platform Black people and give them spaces. Black women, because I'm a Black woman, so we platform Black women. We have a Queendom series. We have a Kingdom series. We have a community corner where we talk to community leaders. We have the Fit Twins, where we talk about fitness and Black women and Black people and our fitness goals. So we kind of talk about every gamut. We try to bring things that's relevant to the community. We're also looking for suggestions. You can hit us at BlackBoxxradio@gmail.com or BlackBoxxradio.com. We have a website too, and that's BlackBoxxradio. And we look for suggestions, critiques. Be nice, but we'll take it all.
Okay. So what do you like about Baltimore?
Baltimore's been good to me, brother. I grew up here. I came here at 17 to go to Morgan, and I grew to love this city. I was born in New York. We moved to South Carolina, so I got kind of best of both worlds. I'm a country city girl, and I came back this way to go to Morgan, and I fell in love with Baltimore. Baltimore's a great city. Baltimoreans, they don't a lot of it they don't grasp the greatness of Baltimore. I think it has a lot of gifts. The amount of water in Baltimore, the amount of parks, the amount of live spaces in Baltimore is a beautiful thing. Being a port city makes it a lucrative space if you understand port cities. I grew up in one. Charleston is a port city. Manhattan, where I was born, is a port city. So Baltimore's been good to me. I was educated here. I was exposed here. I have amazing friends here. I bought a home here. So my roots now have been in Baltimore.
And so your borough, you rep Manhattan?
Manhattan. No, I don't rep Manhattan. I was born there, Manhattan Women's Hospital. It's all good. I rep the Chuck, Charleston, South Carolina. I rep Deborah. That's my space. The Chuck. You better know it. So Charleston, South Carolina is where my mother is still. My father's deceased. But that's what I rep. I go there every month to see my mother. My mother's 81 years old. So I try to stay in. Yeah, I try to stay in her life. I want her to move with me, but that's not happening. And so I go to the Chuck often. We do a show from there. So
you call it the Chuck?
Yeah, Charleston is called the Chuck, bro. You better get with it. The Chuck. That's the nickname.
CHUCK.
You got it.
Why do they call it the Chuck?
You know what? It's so amazing. I lived there all these years, and I'm just learning they call it the Chuck. It's a nickname.
So how you gonna look down on me because I don't know? You just learned.
I don't know, but I learned longer. It's been about 3 years since I know. I'm not looking down on you. I'm just saying get with it. A lot of people, they ask me that, what's the Chuck? I said that too. But that's the name. The young people, they always put a spin on that thing. So
nobody got more spins than New Yorkers. Nobody.
I know you well seated in New York, right? You do, aren't you doing a Be More News out of New York?
Yes.
Yeah, so well, New York got some spins, but it's really not place. It's all Black people. African people are the most creative people, and we change everything. We change languages, we change style. That's what we do. When we put our imprint on it, we're gonna flip it. And so, really, that's what it really is. It's flipping language and bringing it into our swag. That's what we do.
Charleston is home of what would have been the most elaborate slave insurrection in American history. His name was Denmark Vesey.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
In 1799, he hit the number. He bought his freedom, and the good white people told him he should go back to Africa.
Yep.
He said, "Nah, I want all Black people to be free." So he went on to plan out what would have been, again, the most elaborate slave insurrection in United States history. Absolutely. But there was a snitch named Prelude, Prioleau. And and he dry snitched, and the insurrection never happened. But what was so fascinating about Denmark Vesey is that because he had epilepsy as a child, he was not given the full duties as other enslaved Africans. Instead, he became a cabin boy on a ship, and it was a slave ship which went around the world, at least around the slave trade areas.
Yeah, he learned.
In the process, he picked up languages, including French, and that's when he started reading about Toussaint Louverture, who led the most incredible, phenomenal, successful slave insurrection in Western history
in Haiti.
In Haiti, he beat Napoleon. He beat him like a slave. I'm trying not to cuss no more.
Like a slave, bro. He beat him like a
slave. Yeah. He pimp slapped Napoleon Bonaparte. Now, eventually, Toussaint Louverture got tricked, and that's when Jean-Jacques Dessalines took over. But down there in Charleston, they built what is called the Citadel, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely.
There's a college down there.
It's a military school, exactly.
They built that military school as a fort because of the white fear of Denmark Vesey.
I can agree. Charleston has a very morbid history because it's a city that is very affluent. Let's not get it twisted. Very affluent city, very whitewashed. The history of African Americans are washed away, and the markets, the slave market that's still there is now a merchandising market. 65% of African Americans in this country, their family came through Charleston Harbor, and it's so unfortunate that it has such a whitewash history. It is so gentrified and so expensive to live there. And Black people are suffering in Charleston. And but they are happy because in a lot of ways, it's amazing. They have this dichotomy is that, they live in a beautiful tropical city, and they're fine with that. And sometimes, it kind of bothers me. And that's why I want to be more active in the Chuck, because I think the history of Black people, I see the history of Black people is continuing to be washed away by the powers that be. So it does have a morbid history.
Well, also they have a new museum that's opening in 2022 in Charleston.
Absolutely. I'm getting ready to interview the you're right. That's going to be amazing. But museums doesn't change movements. And we tend to put things in museums and put it away so people to see it. Baltimore has amazing museums, but we have the chaos and the degradation of African Americans on a daily basis.
Well, let me just interject that when you see this level of confusion from government, from the powers that be, it is only because they fear the Black man and the Black woman coming together and reuniting. So when you see what you see, like in the city of Baltimore, it's not by mistake. Someone planned it because they are afraid. Going back to what you said about how our young people coin phrases, the Chuck. When I think of Jay-Z and the other artists in New York and how they have abbreviations and just the lingo, the language. We create language. We don't mimic. We create. We recreate. Kind of like Earth, Wind, and Fire. But it is a fear. NWA, all of those cats. It's fear of a black planet. This country, this world is getting browner and blacker by the minute. And people are going to pull out all kinds of voter suppression laws and all of these other things, all of these requirements, COVID, whatever, because there are those who are afraid of black unity. And they will do anything and everything possible that a scared person does.
Well, I think that's true. I absolutely I can concur with that. But I think a lot of times we as African Americans are afraid of it also. So we've been so acculturated by Europeans that we have this issue with us coming together. And so yes, they do fear it. I think they do fear it, but I think more than anything, the world is brown, and it didn't just happen. As a world citizen, we got to look at ourselves as more as U.S. citizens, as world citizens. The country is, the world is 80% brown, and it's always been that way. It's always been that way. It didn't just start. It's just North America is getting browner, and now we feel that's okay.
Do you see how these Afghanistanis getting first-class treatment?
I don't know if they're getting first-class treatment. You know, we
ain't nobody concerned about us like that.
Well, we listen to a media that is definitely controlled to tell us whatever we want to be told. I don't know what's going on there.
Katrina, every day in the hood. Every day in the hood, it's a Hurricane Katrina, just like Freddie Gray happened.
I totally believe that. But I believe that the bigger thing is we can't focus outside. We got to focus inside. And if we start building and building from inside out, then we can start changing things. But we're so busy focusing from outside in, and we got to look from inside out. Yes, there's many factors that are coming against us. There's a lot of problems for African Americans, of course, we know that, but we got to start building from inside out.
You know, the first thing we need to do? What's that? We need to walk up on these black leaders and black bureaucrats, put them in a car and take them for a ride out to Lincoln Park and have a talk with them. So look, you've been in Baltimore long enough to know where Lincoln Park is. You know where it is?
Of course. That's
the city. I think we need to have a come to Jesus meeting with our so-called black elected officials and black pastors out in the woods. You know, just need to have a little butt naked conversation about what you're doing.
Well, you know, none of them really have power. We'll be wasting our time because these are powerless people.
We have power when we come together and get back on the same page. I'm not sure how long you've been in Baltimore, but let me tell you a little history you may not know.
Okay.
Did you know that Baltimore has the largest population of free blacks prior to the Civil War?
Did know that.
As a result, there has always been, for the white powers that be, the question of the Negro dilemma. Donnie, what is the Negro dilemma? The Negro dilemma is what to do with all these black people.
Okay.
That's the question. And they've tried everything from leveling the projects, Murphy Homes, Lafayette, sending black people out to the county. You know, integration, I would say, caused us the most challenges and problems. I hate the word problems, usually challenges, but when we moved to Randallstown, and then when Big Mama died, we left our house, we let it go to crap, we abandoned it. It's now a vacant property. The addicts are shooting dope in. But we are Randallstown, and we've arrived, and I get it. I like the bunny, rabbit, deer, and the foxes in Randallstown and Owensville. I really do. But I'm also accustomed to the triggers, rats, and roaches on the corners in the city. I also know that a lot of the drug dealers in Baltimore City live in Randallstown. So we suffer from classism many times, where those of us that made it beyond the Beltway think that we're no longer a part of what happens inside the Beltway, when the county, Randallstown, is only a microcosm. Randallstown, for instance, has more group homes than any other part of the state of Maryland. And what I'm trying to get to is that the biggest problem with black people is black people. It ain't white people. It's black people. We have classism in our own race, with those who now work at City Hall making six figures, or those that work at school headquarters making six figures, could give a rat's ass, could care less about those of us that, in the hood, the everyday people. Just like the school board. You got black people on the school board that are closing schools in the black community. There's no excuse for that. We had 3 elementary schools in Sandtown. Granted, there's been a population loss, but it went from 3 to 1. And now they're finally going to reopen, so it's going to be 2 now. But somebody can't count. These are the same schools that I went through, that my peers went through. We did well. But we integrated. And we forgot to struggle. We got soft. New York experienced it. Brownstones in Harlem you could have got for a very minimal price. Now they're going for 2 and 3 million. We had a chance. Brooklyn, we had a chance. Some of us saved our properties. We kept them.
I think it's, I think it's not just that black and white. I think there are particular issues in the African-American community, but there are outside forces that make those forces go forward. When you see black people behave the way they are, it's acculturation. When you live in this type of system that changes your DNA, you become who you live around and who teaches you to be. You go to their schools, you eat their food, you become them. So in all actuality, when you see selfish African Americans, it's because they're emulating the people in which who taught them to be. And it is an issue, but again, when you're the progenitor, I'm a scientist, you're the progenitor gene, you can always flip that. You made everybody, so they can't get rid of you. It's no way that you can be exterminated when you make everybody.
And that's why you're on this show, because you understand one thing in particular, that we must write our own story. We must use the pen. We must use the television camera. We must use StreamYard and LinkedIn and Facebook. We have to dominate the media. I had a Facebook page with 211,000 followers. We were touching 4 to 5 million people a month.
Excellent.
But Facebook called me a racist and took my page. Now, Donald Trump, who caused the insurrection, he gets his page back in 2 years. So it didn't stop me. You can't stop me. I'm a child of the king. And we win. Ain't no losing. But when I met you and I saw what you were working on, it did touch my heart. You got on my damn nerves about some headphones, because I still ain't got no headphones. But I did get a green screen. You're supposed to smile on that. A green screen.
It wasn't nothing to smile about.
I still ain't getting no headphones, but I did get a camera, and I got the ring light, and I got the green screen, and we popping. We got programs from across the country. But
excellent. I never really use Facebook because I understand that there's no control there. So we got to not build our nation on other people's platforms. And so I knew that from the beginning. I've never valued Facebook in that manner, or to build a page. You got to build outside of their systems, because when you say something they don't like, they shut you down, and then you lose all of your hard work. So I don't do that route. I know how they roll.
I don't know if you lose it. It just transforms.
I mean, you adjust. You have to adjust. Yes. Mm-hmm.
They can't. It's bigger than them.
It is.
And the truth will be seen. So if I got a page with 5 followers or 5 million, I'm still going to say the truth. And it don't matter, because I'm going to live my truth in these streets, in Sandtown, in East Baltimore, wherever I should go, East Africa. It don't matter. Wherever you go, you give respect, you'll get respect.
Sure. I agree with that.
They can't stop this. It's bigger than them. And we don't have to degrade ourselves or belittle ourselves just to get a couple of followers. Just do what you were put here to do. Tell us more about BlakBoxxradio. What else are you working on?
Well, our biggest thing is when we platform folks and we give them the mic, that's a free service. We want to do that for anyone who has a viable service that can help the Black community and help us grow as a whole. So that's the service that you come to the mic and you talk to us and you tell us what you do, and we put it out there. That's beautiful. But we're creating streams, and one of the things we want to do is to create events, and we're working on that. Whereas the community can access us, and we can access them, and we can actually do some things together in the community that is more of an intimate level. So we're moving into event planning and event making. And also we will continue. We have a social entrepreneurship program that a sister program called the Squeegee Project that we started, where we're going to teach 18 to 25-year-olds technology and media. So that's something that we're definitely working on, because we want young people to have viable careers. We can't continue to want to teach them to clean up and laundering and lawn services. There's nothing wrong with that, but we have technology babies, and we have to fuel that technology into a career where they can be more viable. So we're looking to do a few things in the Baltimore community, especially with young people between 18 and 25, because I think there's not a lot of services for them. So that's our next two frontiers: get out more in the community, which we're community based. We're always in something in the community, but more than anything, we also want to leave some career making skills with young people.
Okay, I want to try to give this some fairness, some balance. What elected official are you impressed with? You say you've been in Baltimore since you graduated from college, so I guess you look like you're about 24, 25. You've been here, what, 6 years?
Really, Donnie? Okay. Who am I impressed with? You know what? Anyone who enthralls themselves with this political system is not really impressive to me from the beginning. As I've grown and matured, I understand that policy is important, and that you can change your neighborhoods, but you still got to change policy. So I've grown to have more appreciation for politicians. But the one that I've seen that impressed me so far is Felicia Porter. I'm definitely impressed with her. I like.
She's a newbie.
She's a newbie. She's intelligent. The things that she's actually doing in her district are next level.
Damn, you just skipped 3 generations. You weren't impressed with nothing.
What I see in the 3 generations, you got Brandon Scott. He's young. I'm not impressed. So it's not about age. It's about what you bring to the table in this time.
Are you saying in 30 years or so, nobody impressed you?
Impressed? No. Damn. Not impressed. What I will say is, when I came here,
I can't say I'm much.
Perrin Mitchell, I was impressed with his movements and how Perrin Mitchell was a next level guy. Damn. But I wasn't here.
20 years.
He was before my time. Perrin Mitchell did some great things. He really was enshrouded in the Black community. From then on, and I was kind of young. I wasn't really into politics. The mayors, I'm not. Sheila Dixon, I think she had some good movements while she was there. But I'm not really into the policy game. Is not my game. My game is people. People make policy. Policy is just a politician, but the people is the power. And so I'm always into the community and people, not really into these people who have power who do nothing.
Did you ever get a chance to learn about Willie Adams?
I've heard of the mystique of Willie Adams and his.
He ran the numbers.
He was the number guy, and I've heard of them. I don't really know much about him, of course. Again, before my time, but I've heard about.
Let me tell you, the numbers. Not that he wanted it to, but they pushed up on him.
The lottery, right?
And yeah, the numbers became the Maryland State Lottery. And absolutely. My understanding, his name was on the back of lottery tickets for the first 8 years.
Wow.
But he was a power broker. And he was an example of the strength of Baltimore that the white powers that be feared. He helped empower Black businesses throughout the city.
Okay. His
wife was the first Black city councilwoman, Victorine Adams. understood politicians. He knew Schaefer. As a strong black man, it's clear that those who follow that we have to have relationships with white people, just like Bumpy Johnson with the Italians in The Godfather Harlem. And I don't know how true or how not true, but all of it makes sense. This is America. We 13% of the population. There are others with more resources than us. I would think that a strong majority of them are fearful of us. I won't say hate us. They're just afraid. How can you not be afraid of something so powerful, something so beautiful, something so intelligent that you've kicked, you've beaten, you've shot, you've raped, you've maimed, you've lynched, you've done all of these things, and still we rise?
You have to be.
I want to tell you this about Baltimore. Before there was a Willie Adams, there was a black man even more powerful named Tom Smith.
Tom who?
Tom Smith. You can look him up in the Maryland State Archives. Tom Smith lived in the 6600 block of Ricerstown Road in the early 1900s. Now, you can get that book, I Am Black Wall Street. You get my other book, Unapologetically Black. But I share with readers some of the greatness, some of the legacy that black people had in Baltimore. In Baltimore, history that's been hidden from us. Baltimore is an international city. You said a port city. You're right. So much happened here. I mean, we're one stop from Pennsylvania and the Mason-Dixon line. Frederick Douglass came through Baltimore. He learned to read and write over there in Fells Point. Harriet Tubman came through Baltimore. Did you know that they call Baltimore Tubman City?
Yep.
Nothing but greatness comes through here. I think of Harvey Johnson, Reverend Harvey Johnson, strong black man. I think of the Goon Squad, Reverend Vernon Dobson.
Ooh.
Marion Bascom. A couple of them still alive, Lalit and also Pat Scott. But these were black men that used the church and used Morgan State University as a platform to build. And so we didn't have some of the challenges we have today. We had more order. You didn't have 20 people running for one damn seat. See, everybody want to be a leader when they want to be an elected official and don't have no idea. So we really lack a mentoring program here in Baltimore, because too many of the young people, they're strong, but they don't want to listen to the elders like a Joan Carter Conway. You can't go to Annapolis and not know a Joan Carter Conway or Dolores Kelly, two of the most astute black women ever in the history of the state of Maryland when it comes to Annapolis and Maryland politics. These are icons. But you get the young bucks in there say, oh, I want to knock him off, I want to knock her off, and not realizing there's another way to do that.
Well, when do we institute that? You know, that's the question. If we know there's a lack of, if we know there's a problem,
let me just finish this part up, Queen. They talk about the old politicians and then get in there and do the exact same thing. That's what I wanted to tell you.
Because it's the system, bruh. The system of this malicious system in which we call politicians is that they're buying into. It's a malicious system. And you can go in with a good heart, but it's not going to stand up in a system that's so malicious. So my question is, if we need mentorship, if we need to have a way to bring young people in, because I'm not one to fault what the elders are doing. I think the elders are who we stand on. I think we have to go to the elders. I think that's important. But if we need a mentorship program, what are we doing? Then why don't we do that? The question is, we always talk about what we need, but no one does it. And so
that's not true. That's a blanket statement. Some people do it.
Well, where is the mentorship program then for young people?
I mentor all the time. I've been mentoring for 27, 28 years.
Okay.
I can't control what other people do. Okay. I can only do my part. And I ain't Jesus. So I've learned I ain't got to save all the world. I ain't got to like everybody. Everybody don't like me, but I can help somebody. Okay. We all can help somebody.
Absolutely. That is true.
You know, one thing that sickens me is when I pull up the North and Mount Royal, and I see black people pulling out dollars for the white addict, but they drive right past the black addict. See, that's that thing I'm talking about, that Willie Lynch thing. I see black people, they'll look down their nose at the black person standing on North and Mount Road and go up to the white person. And them white people in North and Mount Road, they better start walking up on people's cars, because somebody gonna bust a cap in them. I'm reading my phone, next thing I know, this white lady all in my face. You got some, I ain't got no damn chase. Get out my face. You had a 400-year head start on my people. What's wrong with you? They done chased the Nation of Islam off of North and Mount Road. I see the brother on the side, brother, what, they took your corner? He's like, nah, brother, I'm standing out the sun. White lady panhandling at North and Monroe. Before Freddie Gray, they would have dragged her up in the alley and took everything she had. I'm so sick of this. They talk about the squeegee kids. Come get these Donald Trump rejects out my alley with the needle in their arm. Because if we did that over in Bolton Hill, them white people would be calling the police on us. Come get your dirty ass cousins out my alley. I'm sorry, I slipped. It was bound.
Okay. I want you to get it all out. You good?
I'm sick of them. Come through my neighborhood like, why are you here? Because this where the drugs at. Well, cop and buy.
I want you to get it all out, bro. Get it all out.
Don't stop me.
And the answer I have to black people turning their nose down at black people is acculturation. We are who we are because of who we live around. We hate each other. And we learn that from
you keep making blanket statements. Some of us hate each other.
When I say we, I'm not talking about everyone. It's never blanket. So I'm not talking about everyone because I love African people. I love black people. I mean, I do.
Jason got it. Take them back to Hagerstown. They not from Baltimore. First of all, they be wearing ugly clothes.
Brother Jason.
Some of them,
Brother Jason.
Some of them really dirty. I mean, and it's women. And then you got a brother, and the brother walking around with the white girl.
Yeah.
They sitting underneath the sliding board. And it's like, bro, this playground, first of all, is for the kids. What are y'all doing under the sliding board? And then why you gotta leaving all kind? We found 12 hypodermic needles on the playground.
I know. It's really sad. We have it's a real problem with drug addiction in Baltimore City, but it's coming from another class of people also. And
this is gentrification. This is the first wave.
Yep.
This is the first wave. And they squatting in the vacants. Talking about, I just got some mail here. When me, Pharaoh, and a pack of pit bulls come up in there, we're going to see about all your squatters' rights.
Who's Pharaoh?
That's the German Shepherd. That's Pharaoh. He run the block. He the one that caught the...
Oh, my Lord. John, that's some aggression on your test. You're not happy about this.
They almost burned my house down.
I met a lady that happened to her. They burnt her house down, and the insurance gave her almost like $5,000 for her house. She lost her property from squatters, drug addicts. It's happening every day. It's a problem.
And then you got some trifling neighbors who entertain them. Well, I wouldn't call them neighbors. I would call them like carpetbaggers. You know, black people that come around the black community during the daytime, and then they want to be everybody's friend, and then they go back to wherever they live at. Meanwhile, I got Peter and Becky in the alley at 11 o'clock, and he called me an effing N-word. She said, "Excuse me, but do you own this alley?" I said, "Well, by golly, I do." You get to stepping.
Donnie, I'm having a good time. It's your comedy in the morning.
They are. Nicole, she's your fan too.
That's my sister right there.
Nicole showed me pictures of white people down in Southwest Baltimore with carrying all kinds of scrap metal.
She's right.
We know who in our neighborhood before 2015, Freddie Gray and the white people. We know who's stealing.
Yeah. And
we have our own community justice. We have our own way of dealing with them.
Absolutely. Now we can identify them. They're white. Yes. Let's be clear. They're white people stealing everywhere, all throughout Baltimore City. It's an epidemic. And the stealing and, like she said, setting fires is a problem. It's an absolute problem. But no one's addressing that. They still talk about squeegee kids and all other ancillary issues. And the squeegee kids aren't burning anything down. They're not stealing. They're trying to work. So I don't understand.
They on Fox News every day. So I want Kyle Jackson, because he always give the escaped slave report. Hi, this is Kai Jackson. Donnie Glover escaped the plantation last night.
Oh my
Federal
God.
authorities are looking for him. And Mary had a little lambubala. She from Boston. She from Boston. She don't like black people. She the one that raised the question on Channel 13 about all these black female mayors. Mind you, both of them are 2 Channel 13 rejects. That's why they over there at Fox. You ain't know that.
I know you're gonna tell it.
But all they know is, like last night, they got Baltimore's Most Wanted. All of them black. Hold up. Martin O'Malley ought to be on that list.
You better
damn right.
You better tell it. That's it.
Martin O'Malley ought to be on that list. Most wanted for doing the most harm and damage to Baltimore. Got the audacity to run for president. He got on that stage. Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton was running circles. He didn't know a Kurd from a Shia, from a Shiite, from a Sunni, from a Taliban. But he gonna be president. Sit your ass down.
Daddy, you on a roll. I love
damn that. Right.
Yeah, let's do this often. I love this. Keep going. Let's come on.
No, I'd have to charge admission. I am a capitalist.
Oh, I'm good. I don't have to be here every day. I reject that statement.
I like making money. But you're a special individual. I remember when you first came on the scene, I had to haze you a little bit. Like, who are you? What do you want? You can tell them.
No, it's okay. That's burnt. I don't really walk in those type of.
I didn't know who you were. Just walking up on me.
Well, I didn't walk up when I called you.
You know, I stay strapped.
But I called you. You were home with Pharaoh. So you shouldn't have any problems. I called you. I didn't walk. And when I came into this game, I'm a scientist, so I wanted mentorship. I wanted to talk to Black media professionals who were actually doing it. And so I reached out. I think that, people say mentorship, that's what you do. I reached out. But you didn't like the reach. So it's all good. It's all good. I'm still here.
And we moody. We don't know who you are. I got to feel you out. I got to peep how you flow. Okay. I was impressed that you came down to Christina Flowers. And if you really know me, then you know, even though I don't like Christina, I love what she does to help the homeless. She'll help anybody. I sent her a young couple one Christmas Eve. And she took care of them right away on the spot. So people can say what they want about Christina Flowers. I know what she's done. Now, I don't dig the fact that she got Kathy Stanky Leg Pugh to bring that homeless shelter up here to my neighborhood, because we already told City Hall we didn't want no damn homeless shelter up here. And then Leon Pinkett goes so far as to have a homeless festival. What in the F is a homeless festival when you're surrounded by homeowners? So, no, I was glad he got kicked out of office. He needed to take his picture down off that bus stop at North Avenue, because I don't know what the hell he's representing. Shit out of his damn face, a homeless festival. And then the next morning they left what do you call it? Thrift store clothes all up and down the field. Oh, I was hot. I was burning up.
Donnie.
They had good music though. I've seen people pimp our neighborhoods. Sandtown is not a homeless community. Sandtown has as much history, if not more, than Guilford, than Charles Village, than Fells Point. This is historic Sandtown. Let me tell you, let me give you one icon out of two icons. One was George Kelson. They renamed his elementary school. And I'm so sick of them black people on the school board taking the famous names of black people off of schools. Dummies.
Can I say something to you though, Donnie? The legislation that they signed in for the slots, the state of Maryland, I just found this out. They signed that if they gave the money to schools, you would have to close 26 schools. So it's so unbelievable.
So we really don't benefit.
Yeah, so I don't understand why our legislators would sign a bill.
Because Martin O'Malley.
They're sick. If
Martin
you said,
O'Malley,
why does 26 schools have to close to give money to schools?
because Martin O'Malley put a spear to them chumps' head and said, y'all gonna vote for it. Y'all gonna vote for it. Y'all gonna vote for gay marriage. Y'all gonna vote for whatever the hell I say, and whatever you need for your community, you just gonna shut up and sit down. And then he'll send a black person in there to co-sign for it. Massa O'Malley say you've been bad. But as long as you're a Democrat, that's why I supported Ehrlich and I supported Hogan. I think we got more out of them than we ever got out of Martin O'Malley. Plus, he stole furniture out the mansion.
I don't know about this Hogan dude. I'm not happy with his policies.
Okay, well, where's Ben Jealous? Because I ain't seen him since.
Well, why you need what he should be? He should be in the community galvanizing now, but he isn't. So, but this is what politicians do. They show up when it's time to vote, bro. That's what they do.
Okay, so Michael Haney is paying you a compliment, I think.
I don't know what that is, but that's a compliment.
He said, so what kind of scientist are you?
He says, I keep mentioning it. I didn't know I was mentioning it, so pardon me.
You mentioned it 3 times.
Oh, did I? Okay. Well, I'm a scientist. I
think you mean you use the scientific method, you research. If something becomes a law of nature, it's because you can prove it over and over and over in the laboratory.
True. There you go. Thank you. I don't have to say another word. Thank you. That'll work.
Mike Haney throws questions like this. Nicole Orr, I love Sister Flowers too, but I'm not for those thieves, thieves and fire starters.
Yep. Nicole is right. She's going through it, doing great things in Baltimore and people stealing from her. I mean, she's right. And she's a good person. And she's trying to build Baltimore back. And
you know what I love about Christina? You never see quit in her. And when she went to Nigeria, I was just now you can't go to Nigeria talking smack, especially being an American. But Christina don't care. She gangster like that. I admire the boldness. See, God want us to be on fire or ice cold. But them tepid people, like the black bureaucrats in City Hall that make 100,000 and they don't know where Pennsylvania and North is without a GPS, we don't need them.
We don't.
And you know what? We need to start celebrating our homegrown talent. I'm all for bringing in expertise from across the country, but God damn it, we got Coppin, Morgan, UB, Loyola, Hopkins. We got some of the greatest institutions in the world right here.
Right here.
Baltimore is a college town. Just like Atlanta keeps a lot of people that go to the AU Center, Georgia Tech. We get to have people like you who come to Baltimore because of education and college, and you love the crab cake. I know that's what it was. You take somebody's Big Mama's crab cake like it didn't taste down one of them white people stores. You taste a real crab cake and some real crab soup with the half-body crab in there, the tomato base, and you're like, oh my God.
I never had a crab cake like this until I came to Baltimore. But Baltimore's also
get one. We master that. That's Baltimore.
Yeah, that's Baltimore. I never had a crab cake like that. I grew up in South Carolina too. The crab cakes are full of fillings. Not Baltimore. I never tasted anything like it. So that was one of the things, the food, and also it's a health corridor. If you work in a health field like me, there's plenty of hospitals. There's plenty of space. There's money to be made here if you're in a health field. So, but we're not honing this talent. They're just coming here to work and leave, so we got to do better.
Some of us are. I will tell you, Baltimore will teach you patience. Baltimore will also teach you, try not to burn the bridge. Because you never know when you got to cross it again.
That's true.
Baltimore will humble you. But Baltimore, let me tell you what I know about Baltimore. Somebody going to pick you up. If you try your best to be a kind person, to help people, you ain't got to give somebody dollars on the corner. It might be you got 50 cents of change in your pocket and you give it. You know who's watching all of that? God. God's watching when nobody's watching. You do the best you can. You be kind. But so when your day comes, when your dark moment comes, invariably, I submit to you, God's angels will come around and pick you up. That's Baltimore.
That's beautiful.
No judgment, no judgment. And you'll come to find out you ain't alone.
That's beautiful.
You're not alone. We think we're alone. Sometimes we get so isolated, especially in the middle of COVID. We think we're the only ones thinking these crazy thoughts, scared to go outside. I was at an event, a cat I hadn't seen in months, and I was glad. All up in my face. All up in my face. All, not over here. All up in my. First of all, put a damn mask on. Number two, just take the Tic Tac joint and turn it up.
What's going on with you?
And then number three, this is my damn party. So put that in a damn email and send it to me and back up out my space. Why they gotta be all up in your face?
You are. I didn't know you was a character like this. What is going? You are hilarious.
Yes, you did. That's why you kept prodding me.
You are hilarious. But I mean, I want to say on camera, since we're on camera. Oh, this Michael Haney, he's very he's very persistent. I like that about him. But I want to say something, Donnie.
Yeah, Pisces. You know, they real evolved.
Yeah, I got to meet you, Michael Haney. Come holler at me at Black Box Radio. But listen, I want to say on camera.
Come on, Michael Haney. I'm gonna send you the link. There you go, Michael Haney. It's on the inbox.
Yeah, put them in there. Listen, we need to do some collaboration. You've done news for 20-something years. I'm just starting, but I'm not a news outlet. I'm an information platform. What kind of collaboration as Black entities that can me and you have? That's what I want to say. Can we do something together?
Whatever you want. You just had your audition today, and the people love you.
That'll work. So we can commit to that.
I tried to get on your damn show. You kept telling me get some damn headphones, and look, I ain't got no damn headphones.
Honey, please, you can come on my show next month. That's all. We're gonna make that happen. Don't worry.
I ain't got no headphones, lady.
Well, you don't need no headphones. They do StreamYard. But you know what?
Look what Haney's saying. Come
Michael,
on, Haney.
come see me, Michael. Come see me,
Michael Haney. I done told you about this. See,
he talking all that smack. Come see me.
No, Jade Renee. She tried to put me on the spot.
Yeah, you know how we gotta do, sis. We gotta come at these brothers.
Jade, I dribbled left. She thought I was a righty, that I'm not ambidextrous. I went left on her, and she was standing there looking in the dust. Like, what happened? I ain't know who she was, Jade. Everybody say they good.
You know how our men are. We gotta keep coming. You know what's going on. You know what we're going through. Thank you, Jason. Jason's my man. That's my man right there.
How much you pay him?
I got some love out here, Donnie.
He's a capitalist. He live out west. He a west sider. They all capitalists on the west side.
I'm on the west side. No, don't be talking about Jason. Jason's my man.
That's Taz. Taz, you got more. Okay, New York watching. It's your homegirl. Taz does a show on Saturdays, Blackout Live.
Oh yeah.
I can't keep up with you, Taz.
Where's Michael?
You scared him off. I mean,
look at he sent Michael, come see me. You want to know some information? Come see me. I'm here. He sent him the link, right, Donnie? What's up with him? So yeah, we're gonna commit to do something together for the Black community. So some of the things
right now.
Absolutely, but a lot of times, this digital space, when COVID is over, you got to touch people. Black people are intimate people. We gotta get out and touch.
COVID might not be over. We thought it was over. Then they coming with the variant. Have you been following this Black Republican out in California, Larry Elder, who's talking about anti-mask mandate, anti-vaccine mandate? It's a black man that sounds dumber than Trump.
This guy is a problem, though. What is wrong with him? He's crazy.
He needs to be taken to a come to Jesus meeting out Leakin Park. He talking about he don't think police are unfairly shooting black people. See,
really?
Oh yeah.
Larry is something, but he can replace the governor of California. They better be careful. If you get somebody like that in, we're in trouble. Baltimore County issued a state of emergency because of what? What's going on out there, Johnny?
I don't know. I'm reading it just like you.
All right, Nicole, you need to come tell us about that.
Well, she'll be on tonight, her and tomorrow. Don't get them started.
Those two. I love those two.
Oh, they got a state of emergency on COVID.
Whoa. Nicole, you gotta have me on that show. Nicole ain't had me on her show yet. That's my girl. We got to come up on that show with you and Tamara.
Michael Randolph down in Jacksonville said, Mr. What's his name?
Elder. Larry Elder.
Elder is an Oreo. I couldn't believe what was coming out there. Listen,
he's sick.
If you don't want to get the vaccine, that's cool. But put your mask on. And they talking about sending kids back to school.
He's sick.
Who's going to send their kid back who's going to send their child into a war zone?
I know.
With no mask.
And you can't vaccinate children. It makes no sense.
What's wrong with these people?
They're sick.
They are sick.
They're sick. It is amazing how we take our health and make it something with policy. Your health, your body is a different entity. It just makes no sense. It's really sickening.
Kids should not be going back to school. Not with this. And then
at all.
I saw teachers protesting somewhere. Teacher said, "We ain't going back to this. We ain't going back to this." Huh?
Parents have to say, I'm not sending my kids, because these legislators are looking to go back to, they don't want to reimagine what we do. They want to go back to what we did before. We have to reimagine every space that we've lived in, from transportation to school to even how we eat. We have to change, because these type of contagions will kill you. They're built to kill. They don't change. We got to change.
Can I ask you a personal question?
What's that?
Did you get the vaccine?
Why would you ask me that?
I did. I was on the fence. I was all of that. Why? Because it's a news show. Practice what you preach. But I want to travel. And as a black man, I don't like being hemmed up by the police locally, in the airport, in another country. You know, I went to Jamaica. You respect them people's country when you come there.
Because they're going to quarantine you.
And all the people trying to smuggle weed back from Jamaica, no, I don't want nothing to do with you. No. You want something? No. Hell no.
Jay, you're funny, Donnie. I can't believe you. This is hilarious. I'm telling you, you're funny. But this has been an interesting conversation. I appreciate it.
Her body language said no. What is he talking about?
Michael, come to me, Michael. Come. I'm waiting for you.
He gave you a nickname now. You Queenie.
Come on, I'll be Queenie. Come see Queenie, Michael.
You know, I've done a little matchmaking in my career.
Lord. Here we go.
Hey, it wasn't intentional. It happened just like this. A guy came on my show and a lady was co-hosted with me, and they've been married to this day. And that's about 18 years.
That's beautiful.
They should have named their son after me, but I'm going to leave that alone.
Well, Michael ain't trying to meet me, so it's all right. I got the J&J and waiting for the booster shot. Me too.
Pfizer got approved by the FDA.
The FDA has approved stuff that's killed us. Be careful.
I can't argue that.
Yeah, we got to be very careful when we think FDA. FDA does not work in the tandem of humans. It works in the tandem of money. So be careful.
So who do you think is behind COVID?
The human. We have dug in the earth. We create these viruses that will stay capped. COVID is something we're gonna have for the rest of our lives. It's a virus is what biologically biology the world makes. And if you continue to mess with the land and it continues to come out and hurt us. And that's what's happening. So I don't think someone made it. It wouldn't be this smart. Scientifically, it's not really this smart. But where is Michael at? He's scared
of you. He a fish. He a Pisces. You a Virgo. You know.
How you know I'm a Virgo? How you know that?
Because I'm a student of life.
Yeah,
I think signs help you to understand how a person is wired.
I'm a Virgo, but I would love Michael to come on here. Let me get to him.
Virgos are perfectionists.
Oh.
But the Pisces is the most evolved sign.
My mother's a Pisces.
Now, not all Pisces are created the same. In any sign, you got evolved and you have unevolved. And
You
you
were
know,
funny.
I'm trying to determine.
I said my mother was a Pisces, and you said not all Pisces are the same. You are funny.
I wasn't talking about your mother. I never met your mother.
I know you're not talking about her. I'm not saying that. You're funny.
I'm from Baltimore. You don't talk about somebody's mother unless you understand that
Michael said he's coming, Donnie.
Huh?
He said he's coming. Your audience is very interactive. I see. I love it. You do this every morning?
Seems more like the dating game, if you ask me. But anyway, we love bringing on. I want to ask you something. Why we can't see your face? Why have you been hidden for an hour and 3 minutes?
Who's hidden? You can't see my face?
Well, you are chocolate. No, I see a big shadow. See, I can see my face.
I can see my face. I think Michael can see my face. Ask Michael, does he see my face?
See, I got to see your eyes.
You can see my eyes. Come on.
I can't.
Listen, this is Wednesday. This is Hat Wednesdays. Hat on Wednesdays.
He said, take that hat off.
Really, Michael? You never tell a woman to take a hat off. Never.
Where y'all get these?
Nicole. I need Nicole in my life. You see, that's what Black women do. We come for each other. Y'all got to leave me alone. Nicole, tell me these Black men to leave me alone.
She's a Scorpio. She stays strapped. You know, the Scorpios always around like metal objects and stuff.
The here to stay agree. Who's that? Tank Tank. I love your audience. You do this every morning?
Monday through Friday.
Oh wow. This is interesting. Thank you, Jade. My sisters is coming for me. See, that's what's up. I need this.
We have strong sisters in our family. And they make us strong. We iron sharpen iron, steel sharpen steel. We help each other.
Absolutely.
And genuinely. And that's really, I mean, even New York, 8 million people, but there's a core of Black people. Wherever you go, you give respect, you get respect. You give your best, it'll come back. You might run into, a couple of burns, a couple of blickies, a couple of burn bags, but invariably the energy you put out there will come back, especially on your darkest day.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. You use a full letter on me invariably. I see you, Donnie, putting the words on me. 4 syllables before 12 o'clock.
You do know I went to school in Georgia, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? 4 syllables before 12 o'clock. I love it. Work with me, bro. New York City is here. You better know it.
New Yorkers, y'all always want to take over something. When I was going to school in Georgia, they come to New Yorkers.
They did that at Morgan. I don't know what it's something about New Yorkers. I don't know what it is.
New Yorkers are strong.
Yeah, they're strong people. But
Baltimore's strong too. I know a bunch of New Yorkers came down here and I had to get back to New York real quick.
So, Don, let me ask you a question. What are you going to do? What's your next movement with Be More News? What are you going to do next? Because you've been in this game a long time. So
well, look above your head on the screen. It says BlackUSA.News, and that's where we have built this platform. We have shows in the morning, in the evening, and Taz on Saturdays, and we want to keep growing our national audience. Would you like a show on our network?
Oh, I love it. We could talk about it.
I tried to come on your platform, but you told me I need headphones. With this, all you need is a phone.
That was our Rona report. Why do you keep telling people that? Let me.
I tried.
Let me clear it up. We did a series during the beginning of COVID called the Rona Report. It was an audio book.
Tell it, Taz.
We did 100 interviews, audio interviews, 100 of them during COVID all over.
We got a co-host for you and a pushing for you.
You got a co-host that's scared of me, bro. He's scared of me. You got to come. I'm like, come see me if you want to co-host with me. Shoot, come see me, Michael.
Hey, Beyonce, slow down. I mean,
no, you didn't call me Beyonce.
Well, because she a Virgo too, but Taraji's a Virgo.
Taraji?
I like Taraji.
Okay.
Except in one of the movies, I ain't like.
Beyonce is a Virgo. Beyonce is a Virgo.
Yeah,
Beyonce, she's a Virgo.
she's a younger lady. You know, she has you're more evolved for me.
Yeah, but she's definitely a Virgo. Yep. We got some Michael Jackson. We got some great Virgos out here.
Thriller.
Yeah, Michael's a Virgo. Yeah. Yeah, it's all good.
My daddy was a Virgo.
Oh yeah? What's your sign?
I'm the Cancer.
Oh, you're the Cancer.
Your best friend or your worst enemy.
So what category are we? Get our category together. Where we at? Worst enemy, best friend. Where we at?
You wouldn't be on the show if you were my enemy. Although I have brought plenty of enemies on.
I'm sure. I mean, come on. When you do this business, you don't love everybody. You know, so.
Well, let me say this. You never know. Who am I to judge? A person that I might have had a bad experience with, they might be out here doing wonderful things. And what I have learned is I can't let my feelings get in the way of somebody shining their light, shining their candle. If they going, somebody got a candle, you got to let them shine.
What you doing a light on the show, Donnie? Why you got a lighter? What you get rid of hit? What you got a light on the show for? What's wrong with you?
Gonna light an incense.
I like that. You think well on your feet.
Black people. But we have to be the light in the world of darkness. All of us. Yep, whether we're in New York City, East Baltimore, Tanzania. I was in Tanzania one time. You know what a roundabout is, right? Ain't a whole lot of stoplights in Tanzania. So at the corner is a roundabout. You can go off to the right, you can go around a little bit more, go straight, or you can go all the way around 3 times and go to the left. Well, I got off at the wrong corner at the roundabout, and I ended up going down this very dark road. Then over on the right, I'm seeing houses and I'm seeing people moving, but there's no lights. I look over here to my left, I see houses, I see silhouettes of people moving, and I keep walking because I'm like, damn, this ain't where I thought I was going. I was going to the hotel because I was staying with some vegans and they ain't had no damn chicken and I was hungry. And plus, I think I wanted a drink at the time. But anyway,
oh my Lord.
Just turn around and go back to the roundabout. But I'm thinking they gonna know that I'm lost. Well, they already knew I was lost. I turned around and walked back. I'm just talking about how the fear was playing on my mind. But these people live with no lights. The bathroom is not the bathroom. The bathroom is a hole in the ground with flies hovering like the Baltimore City helicopter.
Donnie, listen, different people have different ways of life, but they don't have the issues that we have. I bet they don't have the crime.
We are so fortunate.
Yes.
We don't know how blessed we are. But even there, these people who had, from a certain standpoint, they literally had nothing.
But they were happy.
So grateful and so happy. And so when I think of like one lady came up to our host and asked him for $60 so her child could go to school. Tasmia has invited you on her Saturday show. So why don't you put your contact information in the private chat and I will put it up here so they can have your information. But there are people in other countries. I've been to Jamaica. I saw people with no shoes. You talking about huts on your feet? Because I try to be mindful. If you ever get huts on your feet, you get some Vaseline and you get your white socks. You Vaseline the puppies down. You put the white socks on and take them off.
Johnny.
Sister, I saw husks. It must have been elephant husks, but I'm reminded what we take for granted.
I'm telling you.
Other
We're
people,
spoiled, bro. We're very spoiled. Yeah.
Ronald Reagan once said that black babies in America are the healthiest babies in the world. He's right, but he wasn't the one to say it. Him and his 666 ass self. Iran Contra crack and what's his wife Nancy talking about? Just say no. Tell Oliver North just say no. Mother, bring all the goddamn Contra crack guns, crack, freeway Rick, and all that bull crap. Just say no. Why are y'all getting rich?
Johnny, you go off on a tangent so quick. You are terrible. I swear you are. And both of them dead right now. Bye-bye. Rid the world of all of that foolishness. So I put my my information. Cat Wilson said be the light. I hear
We
you.
all ought to be the light, and it's okay to make mistakes. This is my basic philosophy. Don't lie, don't steal, honor your word. If you make a mistake, apologize.
That's it. So when you gonna apologize to me?
For what?
For not talking to me correctly.
I'm a Cancer. I was checking you out. I had to peep your move. I got my own investigation. And see, the day was confirmation that I made a good decision. But I know who you are. Listen, trust is the most expensive commodity on earth. Trust. Now, once you're in this family, now you know we got a bunch of gangsters that might creep up behind you, pluck you upside the head. You better be nice to Donnie.
Donnie, listen, I'm always nice to you. And even however you know, I don't stay in my feelings because I understand that you've been here a long time and that I can learn from you. So
Did
I'm
I
good.
put it in here?
Well, my email?
I thought I put it in there.
I put it there. But yeah, you got to apologize to people.
Yeah, if you did wrong, I didn't do you wrong.
I didn't think you did me wrong. I didn't say that.
I gave you a couple of pointers, if you recall.
I don't know about that.
I pointed you in the right direction.
Okay. Listen, I don't have no problems with you, Donnie. I told you that, you know.
I pride myself on my teaching abilities.
Yeah, I don't have any
Let me
problems.
tell you something else. Having mentored many journalists over the years, ain't nobody give it to me. And just because you're a girl, I'm not giving it to you. I'm going to show you where to go. You got to do your own push-ups.
I'm doing them.
And you have.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had a lot of people come, I want to do this, I want to do this. Give it some time. Do you write?
I do. Pharaoh.
That's Air Force One. Are you a writer?
I can write. I have written. Yeah, I can write.
Well, let me tell you, as I've told many students over the years, this will open up more doors than this camera, than the radio can ever do. Jason know it. This right here, this is your running game.
Is it?
This is your running game. This opened up all the doors. This right chair. This right chair. This right chair.
You give me some game.
Cat Williams is a Virgo. This right chair. This will open up the doors. That's what we don't do. We don't write Radio 1 and say the music y'all play on 92Q is despicable and you should be ashamed of yourselves for playing this garbage for our beautiful black children to be listening to. Now did you see the gang that was out there making rap videos?
Why would you? So you think the music is despicable on 92Q?
Absolutely.
Michael,
man. What's the first thing they take over when they go into another country? They take over the communications.
The media, of course.
So for the past 20 years, we've been listening to too much damn garbage. What's that girl say? Lick my back, my neck, my. You know, I was just having a daughter at the time, and I thought that was utterly despicable. It was despicable to be played, but then what type of mentality would make a song like that? So you ain't no more than a minstrel because you will say anything to be on television. The things we glorify stripping. Madam C.J. Walker wouldn't be glorified if she was a stripper. Maggie Walker, the first woman to open a bank, glorify that. Glorify Queen Nzinga. Glorify Harriet Tubman. Don't be watering down our legacy. Got some young dummy. See, we now in a time where the children are telling the parents what the deal is. I'm not from that mob. Ask my children. You're not telling me the deal. I've been here 3 times longer than you. I'm telling you the deal. And if you don't like it, hit the door, Jack.
I agree.
Try to tell my mother what the deal. Try to tell my grandma Flossie what the deal is. No, young buck, go sit down. Go rest your nerves. Go sit in the other room. We've lost all respect.
I agree.
You know why these white addicts are in here? Because these young black boys selling drugs don't know how to tell them to get to stepping. They don't understand the history. They don't understand how we as black people got treated when we went down to 4th Avenue, when we went over to 41st Street and Falls Road.
Yeah.
When we got chased out of Carroll Park, when you had to fight your way in and out. See, they don't know the history. If they knew the history, they tell old boy, cop and bop.
Listen, you bringing it, Donnie. You bringing it. I'm here listening. I love it. Okay.
18. I kept you way longer.
I'm honored that I stayed for 15 minutes extra. That means I listen. I made an impact on the show. That's what's up.
This Doug. Doug is out in Oakland. You wait till you hear his show tomorrow night. You think Tamara and Nicole be busting cabs? Doug had to stay in his basement, his parents' basement, for 3 years because he was suing a white prime contractor out there in California. And now you took the glasses off. Yeah, you funny. Get him, Donnie.
They on you. You got a very interactive show right here. I love it.
Well, you're more than welcome. Let me give you the floor and let you say any final thoughts and do your spiel, and I'll put your email address. This is her email address. So go ahead and say your final thoughts. How long you need?
I don't need long. I appreciate you guys. Donnie, thank you for having me. This has been so much fun. It's been very informative. We are BlakBoxxradio.com, and that's BlakBoxxradio.com. The email is on the screen. We are a media platform for Black excellence. We do streams at least 3 to 4 times a week. Please subscribe to our website. You can email me at any time at BlakBoxxradio@gmail.com, and definitely give us some suggestions, critiques, whatever, just the connections. And also, we're doing events. We want to partner for events and have more tentacles in the community. So please reach out for that also. And I just really appreciate this honor of being on this show. Donnie's been doing this for a very long time. So I'm honored to be beside him and be able to to laugh and have a good time and talk to the people. So everyone be blessed. Take care. And thanks for having me, Donnie.
Oh, we got a selection that we going to have perform for you because we want to solidify your presence on this network. This is from the legendary Last Ports in New York City. You ever heard of them?
No.
Shame on you. Go do your homework.
Okay.
On the subway, I dug the dude digging on me, but the dude was hung up in a massive confusion as to who I was. He thought he was trying to see. But you see, me knowing me, black, proud, and determined to be free, could plainly see my enemy. Yes, I know him. I once slaved for him, body and soul, and made him a pile of black gold off the sweat of my labor he stole. But his game is old. We've broken the mental hole. Things must change. There's no limit to our range. He could never understand the new black man. Let's go see us riding every day, riding on the subway, 8th Avenue, 7th Avenue, 6th Avenue, IND, BMT, IRT. He stares endlessly, blinking, blink, 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 blink. He's on the brink, about to sink. I ask you, shall I help him? Can he be saved? No. Next stop, 125th Street.
Deuces.